What is up, legend boys and girls? Welcome back to another video at Axe Entertainment. I am your host, Zack Axe, bringing you my ranking and review of the 2025, or the first ever, Clash in Paris PLE. This was a PLE overall that honestly felt a little boring at times, a little bit great at times, and then a lot of in between. Like, there was nothing too great, nothing too bad, a lot of in between. I know I've been saying that a lot, but a lot of in between. Let me just get a couple things out the way before, like always. This is my ranking, what I enjoyed versus what I didn't enjoy. Now maybe you have a different ranking, that's fine. Feel free to leave it in the comments and tell me how wrong I was. But let's get right into it. We have 6 matches. We're going to rank them from 6 to 1, and we're going to talk about them. Just because a match comes in at 6 does not mean it's terrible, and just because a match comes in at 1 does not mean it was amazing. But let's get into it. At number 6, we have Bronson Reed versus Roman Reigns. Now this match, I feel like it's going to go by very quick because it was very slow match. It was very just weirdly paced, and their match I think was so good at SummerSlam because we had 4 guys at SummerSlam, right? Jey Uso, Roman, Braun, Bronson. And out of those 4, we had 2 very fast guys in Braun Breaker and Jey Uso. And we took them out of the equation for this match and made it between Bronson Reed and Roman Reigns, and it just fell flat. All the speed that we saw in that tag team match just got erased because it was down to just these 2. And they're both great workers, don't get me wrong. They're both, obviously, Roman Reigns one of the best, Bronson Reed's one of the best up and coming. But just this match fell flat. The only thing I really have to talk about in this match that was like a cool spot, I'd say, was the Samoan drop off the top of the second rope. That was like it. That Roman Reigns hitting down on Bronson Reed, that was like the only cool spot of the match. And then it ends with the wrong person getting the win. Roman Reigns picked up the win here, and I don't think Roman should have won. I think we should have let Bronson Reed continue the Shuafala gimmick, the tribal thief gimmick, but that might just be all coming to an end now because Roman got his shoes back. He threw them in the crowd, and yeah, that's where we are. Braun Breaker come out and attack Roman. So we're going to continue the storyline probably into, eventually, I'm guessing, a 3-on-3, into a 4-on-4. Probably going to continue into Survivor Series so we can see the Vision versus whoever on the other side, probably like CM Punk, Roman, and whatever. Pretty much, you know, the team that we saw last year. But for overall, this match, even with the outside stuff after the match, with Braun Breaker hitting a cool spear, which probably was the best part of the match, and it wasn't even in the match, this match just very, very much fell flat, and it's definitely the worst of the night. Number 5, we have the Women's Intercontinental Championship match between Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella. Now, this match right here is kind of the same as the other one, but this match, the difference was this match was actually kind of fast-paced. This match had a lot of good wrestling, a lot of good back and forth, nobody was ever in control for too long. Nothing ever felt too sluggish at any point during this match. And Nikki Bella, I know, has only been back for so long, but she's definitely looking really good. And I thought this match was pretty decent, going back and forth. But overall, there's not a lot of big spots in this match. I really don't have any big spots wrote down because there really wasn't any big spots in this match. And Becky wins in the end with a roll-up, her little patented crucifix kind of roll-up, like the Razor's Edge, but in a roll-up form. So Becky Lynch wins this match, which I predicted. Oh, I forgot about that. I predicted Bronson was going to win, so I'm 0-1 on that, and now I am 1-1 because of this match, because I did predict Becky was going to retain. And I thought this match overall slightly boring, but it had some good fast-paced moments. So overall, you know, it was near the bottom of the list, but it wasn't terrible. There's definitely something you can take away from this match. At number 4, we have the SmackDown, or the WWE Tag Team Championship match between the Wyatt Six and the Street Profits. Now, this, of course, being a rematch, we've already seen this match. We've seen them all on TLC, and I thought it's really cool that we're getting the SmackDown Tag Team titles onto another PLE. I thought that was very cool, but I really wish that it was Miz and Mello in this spot. But, of course, since it's not, we have the Street Profits getting their chance back at the titles, and it wasn't a bad match. It was your typical match that you'd expect. We've already seen this match. I don't think there's anything that really differentiates this match from the last match that they had, besides the ending, of course, the ending of the last one being in DQ at one point, and then I think the other one ended in pinfall for the Wyatt Six. But so this is pretty much just a copy and paste from their other match. I mean, there was a very cool apron suplex, which it seems like Joe Gacy takes a lot of apron moves. I feel like every match he's getting thrown onto that apron. One really awkward moment came in the match when we had Dawkins had Dexter Lumis up and swinging him around, or not Dawkins, Gacy had Lumis up swinging him around, and he tried to hit Tez, didn't hit Tez, completely missed, and Tez just laid down and waited for the next part. So that was an awkward moment. But then the White Six retains, which is what I predicted, so put me at 2-1. If you're wondering where my predictions were at, I did not get a predictions video out for this, so it is actually just a post on YouTube. So if you've seen it, you know what my predictions were. If not, you're going to figure out here. So it puts me at 2-1. Match definitely middle of the pack. Not the best match, not the worst match. It's just kind of a carbon copy of their match from SmackDown just a couple weeks ago. Or was it like a month ago? I don't know. Alright, we're halfway through the ranking and review, and I thought this would be a great time to go ahead and tell you guys that I have been sponsored. So I am now a partner of Dubby Energy. Now, if you've never heard of Dubby, they are a energy blend drink company. So you know how you get the little scoop of the energy, you put it in, you mix it with water, even some of them you mix with milk, depending on what it is, and then you get your daily energy. The difference between Dubby and a lot of the big brands that you see is Dubby does not leave you with a crash. You don't crash out afterwards, you know, you don't get that big high and then end up crashing later. There's a lot of great things that Dubby offers, and if you'd like to order yourself some, if you just want to try it out for me, my link will be in the description. Go ahead and click on it. Use discount code Zack Axe at checkout. You'll save yourself 10% on your orders. So just clicking that link helps me out, and I appreciate it. At number 3, we're going to have the World Heavyweight Championship Fatal 4-Way match between LA Knight, CM Punk, Jey Uso, and Seth Rollins. Now, this match was pretty good off of the riff. Like, we got the kind of what we expected, you know, the 3 going after Seth, but then they kind of just going after each other early, and then it was like, it's a little weird when the weird start, like they're like, oh, should we hit each other, should we not hit each other, should we go after Seth, should we not go after Seth, and like there's like dissension, but they're trying to be a team, and I don't understand that. Sometimes when they throw that in matches, it just gets a little bit like not hard to follow, but like just annoying that it's happening in the first place, because it's like, I just want to see these 4 amazing wrestlers fight each other, you know. I don't want to see this whole storyline where we might go after him, we might not. But we got that at the beginning, and we had definitely a lot of the stigma. I mentioned this every time we have a multi-man match. We had the stigma of 2 guys being outside the ring resting while 2 guys are in the ring wrestling. But we did have a couple good spots featuring all the guys all together. I'd say the coolest spot, definitely, we had, of course, a Tower of Doom spot in this match. We had LA Knight going through the announce table after missing a big elbow drop. I did not think LA Knight was going to be the one to make that jump. I thought we were going to see Jey Uso maybe take it from him, but no, LA Knight went for the jump, and I know he can jump really high. You've seen him do the elbow and everything, but he went off onto the announce table. I think Seth was on it, rolled out of the way, and he went through it. At one point, CM Punk got pushed through a table, but he didn't really go through the table because he bounced off the table, and instead of going through, just kind of the table cracked in the middle and just kind of sat there slanted for a little bit. That was kind of funny. And then the match ends with Becky Lynch joining the Vision, I guess. I don't know if this is a permanent thing or if this is a thing to set up AJ Lee coming back. I could not tell you, but this is what we ended up getting. Becky Lynch coming out because, of course, earlier in the night, Bronson and Braun Breaker had been banned from the building, so they couldn't come out to help Seth Rollins. So that's how we ended up ending the match, was with Becky Lynch low-blowing CM Punk, curb stomp on the chair, and that was the end. I think overall it was a pretty good match, some very good back and forth, and I think the swerve ending was a little bit, I don't want to call predictable, because I did think this was we're going to get another Vision member introduced after we saw Braun and Bronson get, you know, thrown out of the building. I just thought it would be like Austin Theory or, you know, Ilya Dragunov, somebody other than Becky. But if this sets up AJ Lee's return, I'm not mad at it at all, and I'm actually super excited for that. So if we maybe I don't know if you want to put AJ Lee in War Games, but a intergender War Games with 4 men and a female in each team. I think that'd be pretty lit. So I think that's what we're heading towards, is War Games in some way, shape, or form, and maybe a return of AJ Lee. But as of right now, as it stands, this match was pretty good, and it's coming in at number 3. And I did predict Seth to retain, so my predictions are now 3-1. Coming in at number 2, we have the whatever the hell this match was called between Sheamus and Rusev. It was called like some fancy name. I don't remember what it was. It was a street fight. It was a bar fight, whatever. Kind of like we saw Sheamus versus Jeff Hardy back in the day. And when this match, I was excited for these two to continue their feud, because I think these two are both really good in the ring, and these two both have like a hard-hitting moveset that just works out with each other, kind of like how Gunther and Sheamus. Like Gunther, Sheamus, Drew, Rusev, those four, you put any of those four in any kind of match with each other, it's just going to be hard hitting, and it always ends up being good. I don't know what it is about those four, just their styles clash so well together. But this match overall was absolutely insane off the rip. We had a lot of spots with different weapons. At one point, Sheamus got put through the bar table. The bar table was turned sideways, and Rusev threw him off of the stairs onto it. We saw a white noise off of four or a lot of kegs. I think it might have been 4 or maybe 8. I don't know. Some kegs that were set up. They both got on top of it. Sheamus picked up Rusev and hit the white noise off of it. And it did kind of make me nervous for a second when they got back in the ring, because Sheamus hit a bro kick, and I for sure thought that was how we were ending it. And I love Sheamus, and I think Sheamus is still putting on amazing matches at this day and age, you know, but I just think with Rusev's return, he needed a win here, so that really worried me. I thought we were going to give the win to Sheamus there, but then, of course, he does kick out of that, surprisingly, and he locks Sheamus in the Accolade after a Machka kick with the, was it like an umbrella or like a cane? I don't know necessarily, but he wrapped it around Sheamus's face, pulled back, and that thing, it wasn't even really, because usually it's your back that gets like hurt in that move, but he pulled it back to where his legs were behind his back. And Sheamus taps out, giving Rusev the win and putting my predictions at 4-1. So I did want Rusev to win. I did predict Rusev to win, and he ends up winning. And I hope this means big things for Rusev. I think maybe a feud with Gunther next up would be really good, like I was just talking about. Because obviously we can't do Drew because he's on a different brand, but a feud with Gunther next up would be perfect, I think, for Rusev, because then if Gunther wins, you know, oh well, the bigger star wins, but if Rusev wins, that would be a big boost for Rusev to maybe push him up to the main event scene where we all think that he should have been in the first place. So I think this was a very good match overall, and I think that if we didn't have the match at number 1 that we had, then this could have very well came in at number 1. But at number 1, he's doing it again. He's getting to the number 1 of a ranking and review, and that is John Cena taking on Logan Paul. Now, I'm not going to lie. I didn't want to see this match. And if you watch my weekly awards, you know I did not want to see this match. And I am a guy that always will admit when he is wrong, and I am wrong. I didn't say this was going to be a bad match, but I'm wrong about not wanting to see it, because I definitely wanted to see it after it started, and this match was absolutely insane for so many different reasons. We're going to start with the bad. Logan Paul missed a landing spot where he's supposed to land from a backflip, and he just like imploded on himself and landed down, so that was the only really mess up you saw in this match. But then we saw some finishers being taken from each other, or from other people that John Cena has faced in the past. We saw at one point a zigzag get hit by Logan Paul. We saw the big, the very European uppercut hit from Cesaro, hit by Logan Paul onto John Cena. We saw an end of days by John Cena. My only problem with this one, and I don't know if anybody else has a problem with this as much as I do, but Baron Corbin's end of days was protected like all get out. I think in his whole time in WWE, only 2 or 3 people ever kicked out of the end of days. I know Drew McIntyre being one of them, but like nobody kicked out of that end of days. And John Cena, maybe it's not as effective when John Cena's hitting it because he's not as tall, but John Cena hit it, Logan Paul kicked out of it. So it's just kind of, I get it, the match shouldn't have ended there, but I don't think Cena should have gone for the cover. But I get it, why would we be protecting his finisher anymore? He's not even there, you know? So I do get that aspect. We saw a Styles clash from John Cena, of course, a reference to AJ Styles. And what really makes me upset is, of course, we were using these moves as a way to give, you know, a shout out to all the people that John Cena has wrestled in the past without, you know, that he won't be able to wrestle again. And that sucks, because if he's using the Styles Clash, that means he's probably not going to wrestle AJ Styles again, which sucks because I really want to see AJ Styles versus John Cena. It's one of my favorite storylines ever. Like, the beat up John Cena thing was hilarious, and I wish we could see it again, but it looks like we're not going to get to see it again. At least that's what I'm assuming after this. We did see a what is that called? Fairy tale ending from John Cena at one point, kind of like a fairy tale ending-esque move. I don't know. I know some people do that move, and I don't know who that was supposed to be referencing, but obviously I know Ciampa and Cena weren't rivals or anything, but he hit Ciampa's finisher at one point. John Cena was busting out all of his big moves that we haven't seen him do in a minute, like the Hurricane Rana. He hit a picture-perfect Hurricane Rana. I think this is the best Hurricane Rana John Cena has ever hit. He also hit, of course, the Code Red, and his Code Reds are always beautiful. Logan was late to hook his arms on that move, but it looked great at the end of it. And at the end, we had a couple finisher no-sells. We had an attitude adjustment by John Cena. Picked up Logan, going for another one, and Logan hit the one lucky punch. Cena no-sold, came back, attitude adjustment, and the match was over. And this match was definitely easily the best match of the night. It's from the paying homage to the different people that John Cena has wrestled in his past, to just the very fluentness between these two, and just everything. Of course, one of the GOATs of wrestling, and easily, hate me, hate him, one of the best wrestlers that you have on the roster, the best in ring, Logan Paul. These two actually put on an amazing match. I'm glad we got this match. This match was absolutely insane and easily number one, and it puts my final predictions at 5-1. I only missed that one Bronson and Roman match, and I shouldn't have even missed that. But if you guys did enjoy this video, if you did, go ahead and leave in the comment section your favorite match from Clash in Paris, or even just tell me your entire rankings down there if you want. Either way, I'll give you a heart and I will read it. If you do want to order some Dubby, go ahead and go down to the description, click on that link. It'll take you right to the Dubby website. You can use, like I said, promo code Zack Axe, save yourself 10%. They have some great flavors there. I'm definitely trying out a couple more. They're on their way actively. If you did enjoy, go ahead and leave a like. Go ahead and leave that in the comments. Go ahead and subscribe for me while you're down there. Ring the bell if you want to be notified whenever I drop a video like this one, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
This happened if I had real tough love, I'm bad at this, and I'm bad for this.
Narcissistic tendencies, I don't care about no one else. Narcissistic tendencies, I'm low, so set me on the shelf. Few people ever have my back, yeah, there ain't no doubt about that.
If you wanna get down on these heavy balls, why don't you jump right in? It's a cross party right up in here. Why don't you look on this? What is up, ladies and gentlemen?